What are we up to?
I'm going to tell you right now.
Welcome, Sydney. We haven't seen you in a few weeks. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
See, your absence was noted.
We just finished Tfilas Chana, so we're on Perek Bey, Shmuel Aleph, Perek Bey's Pasuk Yud Aleph.
What?
Say it again. Perek Aleph.
Perek Bey's Shmuel Aleph, Pasuk Yud Aleph.
Oh. Sorry, Bernie, I was wrong.
Well, we finished Tfilas Chana. Remember the last pasuk. The last pasuk, pasuk Yud, was a tefillah by Chana. The first 9 psukim are really a nevuah about Hashem and how He deals with Klal Yisrael and their enemies. The last pasuk is really a tefillah that we went through, that she's davening for Shmuel, that he's going to be able to defeat the Plishtim, that he's going to be a good judge, and that he's going to anoint Shaul and David HaMelech. And thus that concludes Tfilas Chana. We learned a lot from Tfilas Chana, that the Tfilas Chana Keneged Shmona Esrei, we said each one of the pasuk, Rama Karni Ba'Hashem is Keneged Magen Avram. Hashem Me'misu Mechayeh is Keneged Mechayeh Mesim. Ein Kadosh Ka Hashem is Hakel Kadosh. Kiel Deos Hashem is Choinen Adas. Each pasuk relates to one of the psukim of Shmona Esrei. And of course, we learned a lot of the dinim of how you daven from Tfilas Chana. Okay. So we are on pasuk Yud Aleph. Vayelech Elkanah Haramosa. Elkanah returns al Beiso. Now al Beiso, it should say el Beiso. And before Shem of the Radak, the Metzudas Tzion, they say al Beiso means el Beiso. He was going home. And Vanar, which means Shmuel, Haya Misharis es Hashem, he was left in Mishkan Shiloh to serve as Pnei Eli HaKohen. Says, so what is this Haya Misharis es Hashem if he's serving with Eli HaKohen? Says Rashi, Mikan le'mishamish pnei Talmidei Chachamim ki mishamish pnei Ashchina. A person who's mishamish Talmidei Chachamim, it's as if he is mishamish lifnei Ashchina. Pasuk Yud Beis. Uvnei Eli bnei Blial. Unfortunately, the sons of Eli were like gangsters. They were wicked. Lo Yodu es Hashem. These are the sons of Eli, Chofni uPinchas. And they were Rishoim, the sons of Eli. They did not know Hashem. Even though they were the sons of Eli. They were Parkei Ol Shamayim Aleim. They became Osvors. They threw off the yoke of heaven. And they said, Ein Malchus B'Shamayim. That's what the Radak says. Then the pasuk gives us like an introduction. Umishpat haKohanim es ha'am. This is what these two sons of Eli used to practice. Kol ish zoveach zevach. any man who brings a korban to the Beis Hamikdash. Uvo nar hakohen kevashel abasar. The alien Chofni and Pinchas would send a nar, one of the people who worked for them, where the meat was cooking. The hamazleg sholosh hashinim biyado. There was a fork with 3 teeth in the fork. And Rashi says, when it says, Umishpat hakohanim, heim kavu layam chog zeh. Elu Pinchas established this rule. V'lahem lo hayla nachla kim chazav v'shok shel hashlamim. The din is like this. One of the most common korbanos brought as a nedava to the Beis Hamikdash by a balabas is a korban shlomim. This was either a cow or a sheep that you would offer, and there would be shchita. Shchita can be done by a non-Kohen. The kabbalah of the dam was done by a Kohen. Then they would walk it over to the Mizbeach. They would do zrika sadam on the Mizbeach. And the innards, the chaylev and the innards of this behema had to be also thrown on the Mizbeach. The meat could be eaten by the owners. However, the chazeh, the breast, and the shok, the thigh, had to be given as one of the matnos kahuna to the kohanim. By the way, you can only eat from the meat after zrika sadam and after the chaylev is burnt on the mizbeach. You can't eat the meat until that happens. So they would send this kid with a fork, the hikaba kior or badud. The kior is like a big cauldron. Badud is a little smaller pot. Oba kalachat, oba parur, other kinds of dishes. Kol asher yala mazlik, wherever the fork would go into. Yikach hakohen bo, kacha yasu l'chol Yisrael haboim sham b'shilo. They're only allowed to be given the chazeh and the shok. They're not allowed to throw their fork into the meat that's cooking for Klal Yisrael, but they were gluttons and greedy, and they took meat that didn't belong to them. Not only that, says Pasuk Tezvav, Gam b'terem yaktirun tachelev. They would take the meat before the chelev was finished being offered. And we just learned the halacha that you can't eat the meat until the chelev was offered. This servant of these kohanim would come to the balabas, the owner of the korban, give meat so that the kohen could roast and make his own barbecue. He wants raw meat so he can cook it the way he wants it. Vayomer elav ish kater yaktirun kayom achelev v'kach lecha kasher tave nafshecha v'omar lo, right? Ki ata titein v'lo lakachti b'chazaka. Even before the fat was burnt, the priest's lad would come and say to the man presenting the offering, give flesh to roast for the priest, as he will not take cooked flesh from you, rather raw. The priest did not have the patience to wait until the fat was burned on the altar. The man would say to him, meaning the owner, let them burn the fat today and take for you as your soul desires. That means the owners of the korban, they knew the halacha that you can't take the meat until the chaylev was finished burning. But the nar would say, no, you give it to me now. And if not, I will take it by force. If someone would object that just as he does not taste from the meat until the fat has been burned on the altar, the priest should likewise wait until the conclusion of the offering before taking what he chooses, the priest servants would respond that he's the one in charge, and he will decide when he may take the meat. So there's corruption going on in the Beis Hamikdash. The sins of the sons of Eli were very great in the eyes of Hashem. Ki niatzu anashim et minchas Hashem. Because the men scorned the gift offerings of the Lord. They would not eat the meat of the offerings as a proper meal, but in the manner of a group of bandits. The behavior of the priests conveyed disdain, not only for those who came to the house of God, but for the service of the Mishkan itself. So, Torah's Kahanim, in Parshas Tzav, which we will learn this Shabbos, on the hang on, Susie, let me just answer the door for Susie, 1 second.